Greetings nerdy list aficionados and welcome back to Top 10 Nerds. Today we're looking at times the heroes were not at their most heroic. Being a hero doesn't make you always right. It doesn't even mean that you always make the right choice, but you should want to. These are times when heroes found themselves pushed to the limit and went over the line. You can be the judge of whether you agree with them or not. Perhaps you'll look at all these and go, no, actually justified, thank you very much. I'm Sash and these are the top 10 times superheroes went too far, with the caveat some of these aren't in continuity anymore. But then again, what's new? Number 10, Identity Crisis, Mind Wipe. So many heroes were involved in this, so many. Zatanna does the actual wiping, but Hawkman, Black Canary, The Flash, Elongated Man, Green Arrow, and Green Lantern all help. And Superman knows about it. So Identity Crisis is a murder mystery that opens with the murder of Sue Dibney, the wife of the Elongated Man. As the story unfolds, we learn of a terrible event from the Justice League's history. One evening up on the Watchtower, Sue Dibney was up there, and Dr. Light snuck up there. He sees her and rapes her, as the plot says to. So when the heroes come upon this, they decide it is so heinous, Zatanna should wipe his mind and alter his personality, so he never hurts someone like that again. While this is happening, Batman beams up and is horrified by what they are doing, so they mind wipe him too. This event leads to him becoming paranoid and distrustful, as he knows something happened but not what, and it turns Dr. Light into a brain-addled idiot. So yeah, wiping someone's mind is definitely crossing a morality line, but wiping the mind of one of your closest allies because they were calling you out on it, which probably means you should have thought about it more, definitely crossing the line. Number 9, Green Arrow and Cry for Justice. Cry for Justice in general went too far for many fans. This is the miniseries that infamously killed Leanne Harper, Roy Harper, Arsenal, formerly Speedy's daughter, just for shock value really. It was quite awful, and then she was retconned out of existence, so Roy could be a relatable teen with a baseball cap. Progress. Now the cap's backwards. Cry for Justice involved a couple of members of the Justice League, most notably Green Arrow and Green Lantern, who are friends despite not being able to stand each other, quitting the league to go after the Secret Society, which would put them on a collision course with Prometheus. This is the extreme cliff notes, by the way. Prometheus is like the inverse Batman. His criminal parents were killed by cops, so he turned to a life of crime. Anyway, it's his actions that lead to Leanne's death and forces the heroes to let him go or he'll kill even more innocents. Green Arrow encourages the rest of the league to let him go, but then hunts down and kills him. Now I mean, he indirectly killed a little girl, but there's always been collateral damage. For Arrow to go and kill him now because it impacts the lives of people he knew, like his former ward who he wouldn't even help when he found out he was on drugs. No, it was Hal who helped. But now he'll kill for his loss? Not only over the line, but selfish. But Cry for Justice is from 2009. Lots of edgy stuff is happening then. Although some of you may be with Arrow in this, it all got retconned away anyway. But Leanne never came back. Sadness. Number 8, Reed joining the Illuminati. Really anyone who joined the Illuminati. The Illuminati was a secret Marvel team comprised in its first iteration of Namor, Tony Stark, Reed Richards, Black Bolt, Professor X, and Doctor Strange. So why did I single out Reed? There's reasons, wait for it. The Illuminati wanted to find a way to deal with impending global threats or universal threats before they happened, a secret advanced squad who would decide the best course of action for everybody. Reed's solution to this was to go get the Infinity Gauntlet, or the stones for it rather, the gems, which he was planning to wish out of existence. Upon finding he couldn't, he divided up the gems amongst the members. No more gauntlets for Reed. So many Reeds on the Council of Reeds had gauntlets. All of these behind the scenes machinations would play into Secret Invasion and Civil War. For all the repercussions this group ended up having, and what a dictatorial combination they would prove to be later on, yes, Reed and the Illuminati went too far. Number 7, Wolverine kills Hank Pym. Time travel is a tricky thing, and when you mess with it, you had better be prepared for the fallout. In the 616 comic verse, Hank Pym is the creator of Ultron, the sentient android who would grow to be one of the big villains in the Marvel Universe. So in 2013, it had actually succeeded in conquering the Earth of an alternate universe. This storyline was called Age of Ultron, or AU for short, which works because in fandom AU stands for alternate universe, so layers. The heroes of this conquered world end up finding a time travel solution, and Wolverine would be the one to go back and attempt it. Why? Because they have poor judgment. Also, he kind of forced their hand. Wolverine's solution was just to kill Pym before he could finish his work. The only thing is this ended up having a ripple effect and making the timeline worse and threatening the entire multiverse. The other heroes warned him about this. This is why Cyclops has to be so abrasive. Wolverine never listens to him. Nearly redestroying the world and messing up the multiverse because you wouldn't listen to others? Going too far. Number 6, Daredevil kills Bullseye. Death everywhere. This happened in the 2010 storyline Shadowland. This story featured a dark Daredevil just returning from Japan, which in Marvel always makes you brutal. Just look at Wolverine or Ronin. He decides to use the Hand's techniques to keep Hell's Kitchen safe, parts of which had been destroyed during the Dark Reign storyline by Bullseye. So he would seek Bullseye out and kill him in the same manner that Bullseye had killed Elektra years prior, stabbed right through the heart, all while wearing his new dark, evil-looking ninja black Daredevil outfit. Daredevil has also killed the Kingpin, after which he stood over the body and told the approaching news crews, "I tried everything else." Of course, everybody got better and Daredevil would go back to his code, and an attempt to be better than the criminals he pursues. And I, for one, am glad. Dark Daredevil is scary. Brutally murdering your enemies in front of people? Too far. That's anti-hero stuff. Number 5. John Stewart kills MOGO. Let's get some love for some other Green Lanterns going too far. It can't always be Hal murdering the Core and snapping Sinestro's neck. So back during all the War of Light emotion spectrum stuff that was going on, John Stewart had an indigo ring, so compassion. Him and Kyle Rayner, who had the blue ring of hope, were facing off against MOGO, who had been corrupted by Krona. Long story short, he was trying to free the entities that powered the rings. It was a whole thing. The point? MOGO delivers rings to new recruits, and he was being corrupted and sending out corrupted ones, sucking lanterns into his gravitational pull, everything. So John Stewart, compassionate soul that he is, decides there's no other way except to channel black energy, the energy of death, and destroy MOGO, all while Kyle is begging him to find another way. This is one of those we need drama moments, because you get the cool panel of MOGO exploding, which does look good. There are no stakes, MOGO is fine. But for not even trying to find another way, even while wielding the Ring of Compassion, too far, though some would say necessary. Number 4. Professor X erasing Vulcan. There were so many choices for Professor X, but I decided on this one because of the implications and ripple effects. Vulcan is the sibling of Havoc and Cyclops that they never knew about. Vulcan was abducted from his mother's corpse and hyper-aged in an induction chamber. He's not okay. So extremely long story short, Vulcan was part of a wave of mutants sent by Professor X to Krakoa. It all goes wrong, and so Xavier wipes the memory of Vulcan and the mission from everyone's minds. This was especially significant for Cyclops, who would learn that he had a brother and that his existence had been kept from him for his own good. A lot of this has been retconned in terms of the how and the why in Krakoa, but the mind wipe remains. And it was part of the big rift of mistrust that formed between Cyclops and Professor X, and we know where that led. Magneto was right, killing Xavier, mutant Hitler. So erasing people's minds for their own good, which means deciding what is good for them, too far. And how many times has he done this? How many more retcons are we gonna pull out? Number 3. Batman kills the KGBEAST. Batman doesn't kill anymore, not since the Golden Age, you cry. But oh no, there are pockets, stories here and there where Batman finds he must take a life, and the KGBEAST arc was one of them. Although like everyone else, he got better. I just want someone to stay dead. Is that too much to ask? I'll get a crowbar. In this arc, the KGBEAST was sent by the Soviets to assassinate Ronald Reagan. So Batman knows that if he captures the KGBEAST, well, he'll just go back to Russia and nothing will happen. So he lures him into a death trap in the sewer. When the KGBEAST offers him the chance to fight to the death, he just shuts him in the sewer, leaving him there to starve to death. Cold. Ice cold. This was even before Jason died, but seeing this, can we really be surprised by how Jason turned out? He was watching people starve to death in the sewer. Only he didn't, so it's fine, I guess. Number 2. Civil War 2. All of it and everybody in it. So this drama about whether or not the Inhuman with precognitive abilities, Ulysses, should be used to preempt crimes was a mess, and everybody went too far. So behind the scenes, writers only had at most 4 months to plan this entire event, and it shows. Motivations are weak and characters suffer because of it. Carol Danvers becomes a complete fascist who gets many heroes on her side killed. Hawkeye would be convinced to kill Bruce Banner by Bruce Banner. Rick Jones would die. Carol would beat Tony into a coma, and none of it mattered. Unlike the first Civil War, which had stakes for everyone, like immediate stakes, while this arc could have had the same thing if it was presented differently, it didn't happen because it was presented as, oh no, my boyfriend died and I don't want to feel that way again, arrest everyone before they do anything, versus Tony being like, hey, that's bad, don't do that, didn't you learn from what I did in the first Civil War, don't be me. It's just all the heroes fighting amongst themselves and was very poorly received. So what could be worse than that? Why, the first time this happened. Number 1. Civil War. So this was supposed to be a story where both sides would have valid points, and we should all come away enriched. Nope. Let's go through some of the things. So Tony manipulated Spider-Man to revealing his secret identity, then bailed out when there were repercussions. Him and Reed constructed a secret interdimensional prison in the Negative Zone, where they housed criminals and superheroes who wouldn't register. This was mostly Reed. Captain America arranged a meeting between the two where he was like, what if we just took him out. They were best friends before this, by the way. This arc was in no way nuanced. From the start, it was just Tony is wrong and Cap is right. And then Tony lived down to that. Also, even in how it first escalated, with Cap being declared a traitor because Maria Hill asks him if he's here for all this registration, and he mentions no because he lived through World War II and has seen what registering can do. Then she just declares him a traitor and pulls gunmen on him. Gunmen who were already waiting, by the way. Also, Reed and Hank Pym made a clone of Thor so that they could have a brute member for their side since Thor was dead and they had just recently shot the Hulk into space. No one looks good here. Everyone went too far. This would lead to things like One More Day and just a mess all around. It also deserves number 1 because it failed to deliver on its promise of being a thought-provoking, nuanced event. You have to pull out of it to discuss the nuance because the comic sure doesn't. It's too bad because it really is an interesting issue. So those were 10 times superheroes went too far. What other times can you think of? Let me know down below. I'm Sasha, thanks so much for watching Top 10 Nerd. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more nerdy lists. Hit that bell notification so that you never miss a vid, and we'll see you again soon. Bye bye.